Welcome back. Vivica A. Fox admit this about hitting the wall. I seen this on Poor Man's podcast this morning, and then I thought I'd react to it.
I'm a woman of a certain age, and life changes, the body changes, and you're not going to be the same size that you were when you were 19, 20 years old.
In 2020,
Look at her though. Let's go back. Look at Vivica back then. Oh my god. Look at her. No, she gorgeous. She got that 90s fine going on. You know, that Nia Long type shit. But Nia Long has aged gracefully, I will say.
And you're not going to be the same size that you were when you were 19, 20 years old.
in 2020, the world had literally shut down. Folks was afraid to go outside because of COVID. Long-term relationships went down. The economy and jobs went down, but STDs went up. But another person who went up at that time was Kevin Samuels. And his live streams sometimes could reach 10 to 20,000 people. But on
That's great. That's so crazy to think about. That's more than a pastor at a church. Like, that's more than Bishop T.D. Jakes.
this particular day, before he was taking callers, he was talking about the tumultuous relationship between 50 Cent and Vivica A. Fox. Now, his main point here was that Vivica A. Fox underestimated the kind of man that 50 Cent would later become. She was older than him. 50 actually didn't have as much life experience at the time, and they only
Whoa, I didn't know there was that much of a difference. 50 Cent was 28 and Vivica was 39. I didn't know that.
estimated the kind of man that 50 Cent would later become. She was older than him. 50 actually didn't have as much life experience at the time, and they only dated for 4 months. But still, Vivica A. Fox, even in 2020, wanted 50 Cent back.
Because who looked more hurt, Curtis Jackson or Vivica A. Fox?
Now, this is 2020.
Vivica for
He
sure.
said who looked more hurt between 50 Cent and Vivica A. Fox once they split up, right?
Fire to chase after their dreams. Don't date 50 Cent and don't date no damn lie.
Oh
But
man.
Kevin Samuels wouldn't stop there.
Oh, that is so
He
funny.
would go for the jugular.
Have you guys looked at the way Vivica looks these days? Every time you see her, it look like she done sucked on a bag of lemons. And I remember back in the 90s when Vivica was hot.
Ouch. I will admit, that's kind of harsh, but it was true. At least at that time, I didn't really think that A. Fox was that bad looking or anything. It was obvious that maybe Vivica A. Fox had been using Botox or
Oof,
something like
yep.
that, and her physical features
Yep.
indeed were changing. And because of that, he would end with this.
So many women like Vivica A. Fox, women have already met their guy and they blew it.
Uh-huh. So his main point is this. Women
Good God, look at her back then. Oh my gosh, she bad. Damn. Ugh, look at her right now. Ugh.
who have youth when they are younger miss out on a good guy when they are older, and then they live to regret it. Kevin Samuels would then take over the internet for 2021 and 2022 until May 5th, 2022, when Kevin Samuels unfortunately would die of a heart attack in Atlanta, Georgia. A lot of people were stunned and hurt by his death, including myself. But that gave Vivica A. Fox some ammunition.
A
Yep.
hypocrite, in my honest opinion. He really was. I didn't find anything about him to be healing. He insulted African American women on a consistent basis.
Well, really, sometimes what you need for healing is somebody to hold up a mirror. Hold up a mirror.
One of his last statements that he said was that if you're over 38 and you haven't married or something like that, that you're no good and disposable. To me, it was
I do that right there. I think that's kind of wild for him to say that. I mean, disposable. That is kind of crazy to say. That's a wild take, but
a shock job. And, I hope this is teaching folks a lesson about the karma that you put out, the negativity that you put out in the world, that when karma comes knocking at your door, she might not be so kind.
but the next part would be worse.
So, you know, the fact that he killed over real quick.
Oh,
Now, many people
Wasn't
would
expecting
look
that.
at this and say
Killed
that
over
her
real
comments
quick.
were very insensitive. I get the fact that Kevin Samuels took shots at her first, but for her to say that he killed over real quick was just very rude. And she
Yeah. I mean, Kevin Samuels was going in on that woman though, but killed over real quick is crazy.
never apologized for it. And just because Kevin Samuels said what he said, it didn't mean that it wasn't true. Because fast forward. So that was Vivica in 2022. And she looked, you know, still very good.
Yeah, she looked really good.
Then there was
right there.
Vivica in about
Yeah,
2024.
right there. Good
And something definitely happened. Seems like her face is bigger, putting on weight. I'm not sure what happened, but obviously something happened. And then she was saying this.
Talk about what else you're wanting. Are you dating?
Yeah, this is the craziest thing I heard her say right here.
Yeah.
How's it going?
I'm wanting to date.
Yeah.
I just, it's limited resources out there, right?
She is looking for a date. She's looking
She
to
looking for 50 Cent again. That's what she looking for. You ain't finna find him no more.
be in some level of a relationship. Now, this is important in what Kevin was trying to prove the entire time. Yes, Vivica was beautiful. Yes, Vivica was successful. But her own behavior or her own personal attitude stopped her from excelling in personal relationships with men. I mean, she had been married at least once to Christopher Harvest, aka 6ix9ine, a singer, and she was 34 at that time and she was paying all the bills. So just imagine you got an opportunity with 50 Cent and you blow that, and now nobody wants to deal with you.
I don't
And then
even know who that other guy
ultimately,
was.
What we start to see with Vivica A. Fox, at least people who are heavily critical of her, not just men, was that her physical appearance was starting to look a lot different. Many people felt that this physical appearance of hers was actually in severe decline. People were making jokes about it. I mean, it was insane. And this will be proved by a comedian by the name of Dave Martin. He would say, "I dodged a bullet." And the caption in that, he said, "Woo, Vivica Fox, thank you for declining." Now, as you can see, this particular photo got a lot of likes and everything like that, but he would come back and respond to the criticism.
There's also a debate in the comments about whether this is Vivica Fox's karma, her dating woes, from Kevin Samuels, because she spoke disparagingly about his death, and she said his death was his karma.
No, it's just that the older you get, you just gotta watch how you eat. And if you even drive by Chick-fil-A and you look in that direction, you done gained 3 pounds. Just straight up and down. Like at 21, you can eat whatever the hell you want to eat. And it just you will not see it. Like all you gotta do is just take one good shit and it's all out. You know, now you back to a 6-pack and all that. Now it's gonna take a little minute to work that off, man. I'm telling you. You have to sit in the sauna. You have to go outside and walk a little bit. Some sit-ups and push-ups. All because you gotta pay for that one sandwich that you ate on Tuesday and it's Friday.
Again, we are hearing karma. It's like she's getting the same karma that she gave Kevin Samuels. And it's crazy because Vivica A. Fox would eventually respond to all of the critics about her looks just recently.
I'm a woman of a certain age, and you know, life changes, the body changes, and you're not going to be the same size that you were when you were 19, 20 years old. But people forget that sometimes, and they can say very mean things to you. But I have to remember, I'm a woman.
Look at her back then.
And I am comfortable in the skin I'm in, flaws and all. So, you know, I'm in a business that, you know, you get judged by your looks constantly, especially if you were like, you know, a hot chick and stuff like that. Sometimes people don't allow you the grace to age, to be normal, to live a little bit, to have children, to look a little bit more mature, to age. To age is a blessing and a beautiful thing.
That wig ain't it though.
And
I ain't
so
gonna lie.
if you don't listen
Where
to
y'all hear
the
it?
chatterbox and stay true to who you are and love who you are, you know, it can destroy you. It really can.
In this case, Vivica A. Fox obviously feels, you know, very hurt about
It looks like she got lip fillers too. Oh no.
People talking about her declining looks and everything like that. And again, I can understand it because yes, certain people who looked very good as females in their 30s definitely look different now. But the real issue for me and why people talk so badly about Vivica A. Fox is because of her behavior. I mean, there are a lot of other ladies who, were older. For example, you got like ladies like Jill Scott, the late great Angie Stone who passed away. There's Janet Jackson, whose weight goes up and down all the time. But you never hear men talking about them because they don't really look at these women who typically have, negative or bad attitudes. Even if they were like very, very beautiful and they got, let's say for example, very bigger, or they put on weight, they don't. But the reason why people will say that about Vivica A. Fox is this.
But the reason for that is they have bad character. They have a bad personality. They don't have the wisdom. They don't have the intellect. They don't have
Talk hella shit too. Hella shit.
the things that they should have at their age. They make life hard, not just for themselves, but the people around them. Then we want to add the fact that they are out of their prime. They're out of the typical baby making ages. So yes, women in that category have hit the wall.
See, the reality about Vivica A. Fox is when you're beautiful, you can kind of afford to have a bad attitude. When you
Yeah, and then people just brush it off until, your looks fade and you think you can get away with the same shit. It just won't work. It just won't work. And that's her in her 30s. Like, she looked good then. Wonder what she looked like in her 20s. She probably looked phenomenal.
you're older and your looks fade away, and if you still have a bad attitude like Vivica A. Fox is, well, people are going to remember that. And now you don't have very much leverage. So when you start hitting the wall and you don't have those looks anymore, you can say you're confident within yourself, but the reality is that
You're
people
not.
don't want to deal with you at all, and now your looks are not what they used to
Look at her back then. Those lips right there does not look like the lips I'm seeing right now. There's no
be.
way.
So that gives them even more ammunition. What are we really trying to say here?
Look at that. Yeah, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, life is more than looks. It is a lot about your attitude and how you treat people.
Yep.
Vivica
That is the bottom line. That is the bottom line.
A. Fox has never been able to really get along with men. She's always had a attitude problem. She's never taken any kind of accountability for her mistakes. And even with Kevin Samuels passing away, he still predicted her future.
Ain't that crazy how people are still mentioning his name? And it's like, it's been like 3-4 years now. Like, yeah, he does have some wild takes now. I don't even know if they takes anymore. These might be straight facts. The way he just keep letting time show you that what he's saying is right. It might be just facts.